in those provisions being limitations designed to ensure that the enjoyment of the said rights and freedoms by any individual does not prejudice the rights and freedoms of others or the public interest. And that was your constitutional minute. Bahamians everywhere, know your rights.
It's time now for the program Success is Your Birthright with the one and only the Bishop of Motivation, Spence Finlayson.
This is the Bishop of Motivation, Spence Finlayson, Diana's last job. There are dreams that come and go each night, and there are deeper dreams.
This is the ZNS Network, providing radio and high-definition television services for the entire Bahamas. ZNS Network is operated by the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. It is located at Harcourt Rusty Bethel Drive, Centerville, Nassau. Our programming is designed to inform, educate, and entertain. We invite you to join us.
The following is a preamble of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Whereas 481 years ago, the rediscovery of this family of islands, rocks and keys, heralded the rebirth of the New World. And whereas the people of this family of islands, recognizing that the preservation of their freedom will be guaranteed by a national commitment to self-discipline, industry, loyalty, unity, and an abiding respect for Christian values and the rule of law. Now, know we therefore, we the inheritors of and successors to this family of islands, recognizing the supremacy of God and believing in the fundamental rights and freedoms of the individual, do hereby proclaim in solemn praise the establishment of a free and democratic sovereign nation, founded on spiritual values, and in which no man, woman, or child shall ever be slave or bondsman to anyone, or their labor exploited, or their lives frustrated by deprivation, and do hereby provide by these articles for the indivisible unity and creation under God of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
It's Friday, July 16, 2021, and the morning edition is live. On today's show, the Free National Movement ratifying its final candidates. We'll show you why Harbour Island is a popular tourist destination. And artist Ilsha Johnson will take us into the weekend with a solo performance. So let's start the morning off right. Attitude is like a perfect cup of coffee. Don't start your day without it. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning edition. I'm LaDawn Davis.
It's a Friday. I can't wait to get this jacket off and enjoy the weekend. And speaking about cup, remember those cups and baggies our grandparents and aunties? I could do with one of those right now.
The
those,
pink
those
one,
sweet
the pink,
taste in your mouth, cups and baggies, and then the little salty sausage with hot sauce in the bag.
Oh man, you know I still eat salty. I love it, salty.
That experience your attitude sometimes, salty.
Oh no, I get that from you. That rubbing off from you. Yes, yes. But yeah, back in the day we used to do that over there in Bryland. It was awesome.
We're in for a great show today, Friday, Entertainment Friday. We have two special guests in the studio this morning. We have a singer. I'm going to dance today with her.
I heard her practicing earlier, and man, she's awesome.
And also we have a special artist in the studio painting.
So we're going to learn how to paint?
I think we're going to do a good portrait. Marco Mullins is joining us this morning, so stay tuned for that. But you know what everybody's waiting on? The trivia question, the Janae's Uniform Center trivia question. Let's bring that up on the board. What was the original name of Paradise Island? And today is Friday. We're not letting LaDawn answer no questions today because she's been giving wrong answers all week. You can dial 502-3870. What was the original name of Paradise Island? 502-3870. And you can win yourself this nice lunch kit, all courtesy of Janae's Fashion. And we really want to give away that one-night stay to Comfort Suites. We're going to make the trivia so easy this morning. And since it's our last day here on the set, we just want you to tell us how many rows of balloons are here. The aqua, the gold, and the black. How many rows are here? Don't forget we have rows in the back as well. So and you can dial or text, not call, text that answer into 477-0546, and you can win your one-night stay to Comfort Suite. Please, somebody, take this prize off our hand. How many rows of balloons are here on the set? 477-0546. But before we get to all of that, our Lloyd Island is out there. Traffic. We had some rain earlier this morning. Good morning, Lloyd.
Well, good morning, Fisher and LaDawn, and good morning, Bahamas. A great start to your Friday morning, and of course, some wet conditions on certain parts of the island today, which may create some challenges for drivers. Now, this morning, we're reporting to you from the intersection of East Street and Soldier Road. Just yesterday, we reported a down traffic light at the intersection of Hay Street, Market Street. That's been restored. And so apart from that and those wet conditions, drivers should be able to get to their morning destination without much delay. Again, we advise that you leave before that sweet period, anytime before 7:30 and all the way up until about 9 a.m. That's the time when traffic intensifies in certain parts of the capital. And so, of course, if you leave after that, you can expect some delays. That's a quick wrap-up of your traffic report. And now a look at your Friday weather.
We are waking up to 77 degrees, partly cloudy, winds east at 5 miles per hour, humidity 88%. A high pressure continue to maintain gentle to fresh winds across the Bahamas, while upper level troughing enhanced shower activity across the islands. For all areas, weather partly sunny, hot and breezy with passing showers or a thunderstorm. Your daytime high temperature 91 degrees Fahrenheit, overnight low 75. As we look ahead to the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, breezy in the morning, 89 in the day, 78 at night. Sunday, we'll expect a shower in the morning as well, some breeze, 89 in the day, 79 at night. And then come Monday, a brief afternoon shower, but that week is looking pretty good.
The Free National Movement has now cemented its 2022 general election candidate roster. The final four candidates, incumbents Killarney MP and FNM leader Prime Minister the Most Honourable Dr. Hubert Minnis, Carmichael MP and Deputy Prime Minister the Honourable Desmond Bannister, along with political newcomers John Pinder and retired law enforcement officer Wellborn Boodle, were all ratified during a council member meeting at the Trinity Centre in Stapleton Gardens last evening. Minister Bannister is confident the FNM will be re-elected on its current record.
This is a government that's been productive for the Bahamian people. You look at your roads in Nassau now, in the summertime, in July, you would have never been able to be in this building without load shedding at night. Your electricity bill is probably half of what it used to be. These are the kinds of things that Bahamian value. Drive on East Street now, drive on Nassau Street, drive on Fayette Avenue in your community. Drive on these areas. Look at Government House and what's happening now. Go on any island, the first bridges that have been built in 50, 60 years.
Director of the National HIV and AIDS and Infectious Disease Program, Dr. Nakia Forbes, doesn't think now is not the time for COVID-19 booster shots. International reports state that drug maker Pfizer intends to seek approval from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration due to the immunity of its COVID-19 vaccine, in large part after a study in Israel suggested the Pfizer two-dose vaccine was just 64% effective against the fast-spreading Delta variant.
There isn't clear evidence that at this time that the immunity from these COVID vaccines is waning or reducing itself to the point where a booster is scientifically recommended. So the science does not point to that yet, right now, where we are in terms of COVID vaccines. And so that is what doctors like myself look at.
If you haven't received your first COVID-19 vaccine dose, you may have to wait a while longer, as the National COVID-19 Vaccine Committee advised in a press release that the administration of the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine will be limited to second doses until additional doses of the vaccine are received in this country. The administration of first doses will resume once additional vaccination supplies have been received. The Bahamas is scheduled to receive 33,600 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine before the end of July through the COVAX facility. From the crime beat, the investigation continues this morning into a traffic fatality on the Charles Saunders Highway shortly after 11 a.m. Thursday involving a RAV4 Jeep that was traveling east when it collided into a Mack truck that was stationary at the time. First responders found a man and a woman believed to be in their late 20s to early 30s, along with another victim, a man who could not yet be identified.
As it stands now, this will be traffic fatality number 16 for the whole Commonwealth of the Bahamas. All right, this would be number 4 for New Providence. So we encourage persons to drive within the speed limits.
Members of the Bahamas Communications and Public Officers Union awaiting official results of yesterday's poll to elect a new leadership team for the next 3 years. Employees of the Broadcasting Corporation, the Bahamas Telecommunications Company, Cable Bahamas, and the Bridge Authority cast their votes. The Methodist community is mourning the death of President Emeritus Reverend Charles Sweeting. Queens College flying the school and Methodist flags at half-mast this week in his honor. President of the Bahamas Conference of the Methodist Church, Reverend Carla Culmer, reminisced on his invaluable impact on the Methodist community.
He served first as principal at St. Paul's from 73 to 1979, and then he became the principal of Queens College. At St. Paul's, he did a lot of stuff. When he got there, the school didn't have a lot of Bahamian. There were no Bahamians on staff, few Bahamians, on staff, not a lot of Bahamian students, so he was the first Bahamian principal. He took St. Paul's from being a primary school, developing an early learning center, also developing into a full high school, and then he came on to Queens College in 1973 as the first Bahamian principal again. During his time, he established the first computer lab, at that time in the country.
A week out before the official opening ceremony for the Tokyo Olympics, the host country is in its 4th state of emergency due to the COVID pandemic and have seen their most daily cases in the last 6 months, around 1,300 a day. Thousands of volunteers are being told they are no longer needed. And now the Tokyo 2020 organizers say they will be restricting access around the cauldron, the fan zones, and fan activity centers. There's not much left for the Japanese to possibly get out of the experience except for watching it all unfold on television. Other restrictions in place: all spectators would be banned from all stadiums and venues. Overseas fans have already been barred from the games. All game participants, from athletes to fans, will be required to take 2 COVID-19 tests on 2 separate days within 96 hours of their flight to Japan. Both tests must use one of the methods approved by Japanese health authorities, and at least one of the 2 tests have to be taken within 72 hours of departure. All game participants must wear a face mask at all times except when eating, drinking, training, competing, or sleeping. All game participants, except for those living in Japan, are banned from using public transportation for the first 14 days of their stay in the country. As for the medals, you'll see a different look this time around. They will present it to the athletes on a tray, and then the athlete will take the medal, him or herself. There will be no handshakes or hugs during the medal ceremonies. There are no media villages as in past games. Crews are housed in various hotels. No public transportation. No walking around outside either. No meeting with residents in public. No leaving the hotel except for an allowed 15-minute window to go to and return from a convenience store. And athletes will be in a bubble, will not be allowed to mix with athletes from other countries.
This just into our newsroom. Police are on the hunt for the person responsible for the country's latest homicide, which placed shortly before 6 o'clock last evening on Martis in Elizabeth Estates. When officers arrived on the scene, they met a man lying on the ground in front of a home, unresponsive and suffering from gunshot injuries. EMS personnel were called in, and after examining the victim, he was pronounced dead. Initial investigations revealed that the victim had recently arrived at the residence to return an item when he was approached by a lone gunman who fatally shot him. The suspect fled the scene, and investigations are underway. And when we come back, Bahamian female head chef duties at a new restaurant at Baha-Mar. That story straight ahead.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
The natural resources of the Bahamas play a critical role in supporting Bahamian livelihoods. For example, the fishing and tourism industry, which include fishermen, seafood exporters, hoteliers, dive operators, restaurants, and others. Collectively, they generate approximately $1.5 billion a year. Therefore, we must respect and preserve what we have. These resources belong to us.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
This is my livelihood.
So let's all do our part to maintain our local economy and a good quality of life. Remember, if we take care of nature, nature will take care of us.
Later this year, ground is expected to be broken for the construction of 2 new comprehensive schools, one in Inagua and the other in High Rock, East End, Grand Bahama, at a cost of some $15 million. And $20 million is budgeted for school repair projects this year.
Bahamian female is head chef at a new restaurant in the Baha-Mar Resort and is using her cooking and administration skills to bring a distinctive flair to the new restaurant. Here's Fern Carey.
Come Saturday, guests at Baha-Mar will have more native dining options as celebrity chef Marcus Samuelson will open his second restaurant at the resort called Marcus at Baha-Mar Fish and Chop House. Responsible for managing daily operations, overseeing the kitchen staff, and planning the daily menu at the restaurant is head chef Garrett Bowe. With international figures showing that only 7% of head chefs and restaurant owners are women, Bowe is happy to have distinguished herself in a male-dominated industry.
I'm really excited about it. I'm happy that I'm granted the opportunities that I have. Took lots of work and hard work, dedication, but I am excited to be here at Marcus at Baha-Mar. We are a fish and chop house, so there's lots of meat. We have 40-ounce tomahawks, strip loins, tenderloins. That's on our steak side. And then our fish side, we have whole snappers, we have snapper, portion dishes. There's grouper on the menu. There's conch on the menu for our locals. And then we also added the Marcus flair of his Harlem roots. There's fried chicken on the menu.
Bowe Marco says she and the staff are cooking up dishes that will tempt the palate with a combination of Bahamian ingredients and seafood.
I fell in love with the industry and the adrenaline it gives me to be in a professional kitchen. Like, it's hard work, but you don't feel it when you really love it. Work hard and always be present. Be present in the room, speak up, and just make sure that you're seen and make sure that your work speaks for itself.
And the grand opening is this coming Saturday at 7 p.m. and they are already taking reservations.
From one art to another, it's said that a picture paints 1,000 words. Well, joining me in studio is artist extraordinaire Marco Mullins. Good morning and getting out your bed ready for the morning edition, Marco.
Morning, Charles, man. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's a little early this morning, but you know, art never sleeps, so wanted to come on this morning and share a little bit of art with you today.
You're a teacher over there at the Big Red Machine of Sac. How did you get involved in art?
Well, honestly, my roots in art relates more so to my Junkanoo background. And, you know, I started doing Junkanoo at a really early age, and that sort of inspired me to want to get better doing Junkanoo. And in the process, the love for art sparked into painting, sculpting, and ended up teaching.
Is artwork catching on here in the Bahamas? We're seeing a lot of stuff going on, murals being painted all over the country.
Definitely. We have a growing art community. If you look at the legacy of artists, the Antonius Roberts, the Jackson Burnside, Max Taylor, you know, we have different classes of artists through the years. Persons like myself, you know, our generation, and then the younger generation, they're really taking off. I mean, art is growing so much in the community that we have kids who are doing it full time. And they're not like myself who, you know, still needs I won't say 9 to 5, but art is definitely taking off in the country.
And you brought this art piece here. I was looking at this and you said this was only a backdrop. I thought this was a finished product.
Yeah, most of my paintings normally would start with a background. You'll find that the masters always would sort of block out a piece, or they would actually have a painting underneath a painting. And sometimes it just works to have some color on there. Acrylic is normally a build-up process, so it isn't necessarily that the painting that's here is indicative of what will be the final product, but it just helps to have some paint on there, gives you some texture, give you some color to work with.
So what are you going to do for us this morning?
Well, I'm really inspired by the Royal Poinciana, one of my favorite flowers. I mean, it blooms only 4 to 5 months out of the year. And if you notice in the Bahamas, it sort of paints the town red and orange. And so I wanted to do a little bit of that this morning, show how I use my style and how I try to capture that.
So we're going to let Marco do that. We're going to turn it back over to LaDawn, and when we come back, we'll see the finished piece of Marco Mullins as he paints the what? Poinciana.
Yep.
And I can't wait to see that finished product. And as we head to the break, we take a look back at the day in Bahamian history. In 1986, on this same day, the Bahamas joined a list of nations announcing a boycott to the Commonwealth Games due to the United Kingdom's refusal to agree on sanctions against South Africa. And in 1997, the Freeport Container Port was officially opened.
As an artist, I travel all over the world, and I find inspiration all around me, from the people, and especially the environment. I love the Bahamas with all its natural beauty, from Abaco in the north to Inagua in the south, and all the wonderful and colorful islands in between. But we must all do our part to keep the Bahamas healthy and clean, now and for the future generations. That's why I want you to find a little time to do your part. I'm doing my part because I care. Do you?
61% of schools nationwide are now outfitted with fiber Wi-Fi connectivity. Public schools on New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Eleuthera are now 100% outfitted.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
As the Morning Edition seeks to promote things unique to each family island. We asked you to send in your video presentations, and you delivered. So it's time now to share what we received in the segment Around the Family Islands. Well, there's definitely no place like home, and this sweet little island has become one of the top tourist destinations for tourists to visit every single year. But what exactly is Harbor Island known for? Well, this next video showcasing the best the island has to offer will answer that. Take a look.
Hey, Ryland, sweet, eh?
Welcome to the beautiful Harbor Island, home of the friendly people and the beautiful and magical Cape Sand Beach.
When I was on the island, everything was fine. All the things we did on the morning blew my mind. Even the horseback riding and snorkeling round the reefs. Man, it feels like paradise as I walk the beach.
Harbor Island is a tourist destination where visitors come from near and far to rest, relax, and play.
I've got sand in my shoes. Harbor Island. Lots of things to do.
Harbor Island's history is extensive, being the oldest settlement in the Bahamas and once serving as the capital. This island is known as the Nantucket of the Bahamas, catering to the romantic couple, the rich and famous, and of course, family and friends.
Our colonial-style houses are absolutely breathtaking. The pastel colors of pinks, blues, and purples grab your attention when you drive by. All of these houses have their own unique style, with the oldest one dating back to 1797. This tree was blown in its permanent position by a hurricane, and it's perfect for photo opportunities. The next time you're on Harbor Island, allow the lone tree to make you a supermodel for the day.
Out here on the beach where I met a tourist gal.
The locals refer to these steps as the 66 steps, but in actuality, there are only 16, carved by slaves as a form of punishment.
One of the cannons, okay, and they were laid here by the 4th Earl of Dunmore, that's Governor Dunmore, who was the governor of Virginia and moved here to Harbor Island in 1786. Okay, these cannons were placed here to protect our harbor against pirates, merchant ships, because you know one of our livelihood was we had put 2 big bonfires on the beach side and letting the navigators know that they can come through here. They got shipwrecked on the reefs, and the natives ran and captured all of the persons on board the boat. They jailed them, and they got all of the merchandise, all of the groceries, everything, and that's how they survived. That's good for you. Right in the base. Hey!
The warmth, the friendliness, and the great service we offer keeps our visitors and friends coming back.
Everything is fine. All the things we did on the...
Well, as Marco continues to work on this masterpiece using a kaleidoscope of colors, tell us what you're doing right now, Marco.
Well, I'm laying the background for the piece and then coming back and layering some colors inside here. I mean, obviously, with art and with painting and acrylics, you want to always put a background on. That's why the piece that was underneath this works so well. But now I'm just coming back, getting a body on here, and then I'll come back at the end and put some highlights inside there.
And you can see the shape of the flowers now starting to come in. You can see the orange. You're using 4 basic colors: white, orange, red, and that's it.
Yeah, well, pretty much there are other colors that I could be using, and, you know, always would come back and fine-tune, but, you know, some yellows, some oranges, some pinks, all those colors can come in at the end once you start to highlight.
But we're going to wait to see what this masterpiece turns out to be. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, entertainment and more art.
It's a part of all of our lives. Zadness TV is where we go for information, entertainment, and enjoyment. Zadness is there with something for everyone. Zadness TV, a part of our lives for 40 years.
Well, it's Entertainment Friday, and it's time to shake our legs. And we're joined here by none other than Ilsha Johnson. Hi. Ilsha, welcome to the Morning Edition.
Good morning, Bahamas. Good morning, Madonna.
So talk to me a little bit about how did you get into music?
I started obviously in church, but then I actually started through the carnival scene. So all those Junkanoo Carnival competitions, I entered into them. Me and my friend Vali and Jive, we made the top 10, and it just sprung from there.
And talk to me about some of your musical accomplishments and what are you working on right now?
So right now, so I've just released a song, and this was a collaboration with Wendy, Dyson, Freddie Got Sticks, Sniper, and this is called Open the Gate. And it's basically a homage to Junkanoo. You know, we've been closed in all this time, but we're ready to open that gate. You know, right before Junkanoo, they like, open the gate, open the gate. So that's what this song is about.
And I know the viewers are ready to see us dance, and they're ready to dance, and we're ready to dance here as well, because we're going into the weekend. So what are you going to be singing for us this morning?
I'm going to be singing Open the Gate, but stay tuned. I have a music video that is coming. You know, the artist showcase is coming later on this month, and I'm going to be performing it then, so stay tuned, Bahamas.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Ilsha Johnson.
Bahamas, how you feeling? Happy Friday. Friday. Support an artist. My name is Ilsha. On the track right now. Ilsha on the track right now. Ilsha on the track. There it is. Let's go. Soon as I say it's time for me, I ain't in a rush for the rush. Gotta get ready for stage. Nobody could take a shot from me. I's an island gal and this is in my veins. Now that the season restarted, yeah, and all the colors on display. All night I've been pasting, now I in the road pacing. Soon as the drum roll over, we mashing up, and let's go. Open the gate, open the gate, open the gate. I won't wait. Open the gate, open the gate, open the gate. Open the gate, I won't wait. Open the gate. Throw something up, ready to wind. Give me a up, stop, drop, get in the line. Throw something up, ready to wind. Give me a hot stop, drop, get in the line. Who in the morning? My roots in the valley, ways one family. The sound of 1,000 screaming out your name. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, and all the colors on display. All night I've been pasting, now I in the road pacing. Soon as the drum roll over, we mashing up there. Let's go. Open the gate, open the gate, open the gate. I won't wait. Open the gate, open the gate, open the gate. Open the gate, I won't wait. Open the gate. Throw something up, ready to wind. Give me a hop, stop, drop, get in the line. Throw something up, ready to wind. Give me a hop, stop, drop, get in the line. I said, Junkanoo, go, that drum got nothing on me. Bust through the gates like Lil, ready to kill, got plenty energy. Tum-tums on nod, nigga need that cause my girl's bad. Break down their belly, don't be jelly. Junkanoo smooth like Remy. Freddie, open the gate, open the gate. Somebody come and open the gate. Open the gate, open it, open the gate, open it, open the gate. I won't wait. Open the gate. Hey, hey, ready. Give me a up, stop, drop, get in the line. Throw something up, ready.
And this is what you've been waiting on, our trivia answer for today. What was the Paradise Island originally called? It was called Hog Island, and our winner today is Deidre Knowles. And we also have a winner finally for that one-night stay at Comfort Suite. How many balloons are on our set? Gail Mullings answered the correct answer, and she guessed 28. Yeah, there are 28 rows of balloons there on our set. So we have 2 winners today, Deidre Knowles and Gail Mullings. You can pick up your prizes today from the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. Have yourself a great weekend. And Marco, boy, she is really taking shape. Boy, you've been on this only but 10, 15 minutes, and it looked like you went on this for about 30 hours.
Well, you know, trying to just get some layers in here, but, you know, this is a flower that I really love. And give me a little bit more time, I would do some more with it, but want to just kind of highlight a little bit of what I could do and what happens when you work with acrylics.
Well, thanks a lot for joining us here on the Morning Edition. LaDawn, I didn't see you dance. What's going on?
No, legs are giving me little issues, so yeah. But she's gonna close up the show. But before we go, be sure to stay tuned into the ZNS Network for news as it happens, TV and radio updates throughout the day. Then you can tune into the Northern Edition and the Bahamas tonight at 7. We now leave you with the sounds of Ilsha Johnson. Have a great morning, everybody.
Let's go. Let's end this week right. All right? Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Elsha. Let's go. Soon as I say it's time for bay, I in a rush for the rush, gotta get ready for stage. Nobody could take a shot from me. I's an island gal and this is in my veins. Now that the season restarts, say they got LaDawn dancing this morning. Hey, 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 hey. All night I've been, hey. Now I in the road pacing. Soon as I drum roll over, we mashing up, hey. Open the gate. I like that little dip. Open the gate. Hey, open the gate. I won't wait. Open the gate. Open the gate. Open the gate. Open the gate. I won't wait. Open the gate. Throw something out. Ready to wine. Give me a hot stop. Drum. Get in the line. Throw something out. Ready to wine. Give me a hot stop. Get in the line.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Time with your host, Cynthia Ferguson Fowler.
I grow many fruits and vegetables in my garden.